Motion in a plane. So in this chapter, we start with the equation of trajectory. Equation of trajectory. Consider a particle. Consider a particle is thrown from ground. Thrown from ground. Suppose this is the ground. A particle is projected with velocity u at an angle theta with ground. So this projectile, practically we can see this projectile or this particle, it will follow this path. It will follow this path and finally it will fall on the ground. This path is called a trajectory. This path of the projectile is called a trajectory or path of projectile. We also call it path of projectile. We want to find an equation for this trajectory. To find equation, we need a Cartesian coordinate system. Consider x-axis along the ground. From where we are throwing the object, that is origin. This is origin O. Consider this is origin. At time t0, we projected this particle. Now this is the origin, so this will be y-axis. So take this as y-axis and this as x-axis. So this as x-axis. Ground is the y-axis. Perpendicular to the ground, it is the ground is the x-axis. Perpendicular to the ground is y-axis. Actually, this particle is moving along x-axis as well as y-axis. It is covering two directions simultaneously. So initially, velocity vector we have to divide into two components. We have to divide velocity vector into two components. Along x-axis, this particle has velocity ux. So this is ux, initial velocity along x direction, and along y direction uy. That means we are projecting the particle simultaneously along x-axis, y-axis at a time. So for that reason, so a particle is going up, so upward direction is positive. Particle is going right side, so right side taken as positive. So take upward direction is positive, right side direction is positive, because positive direction we take along initial velocity direction. So initially it is moving along y-axis, along x-axis. So take upward and right side are positive. So here what is ux? Ux is u cos theta. Initial velocity along x-axis. Similarly, uy is u sin theta. And if you look at gravity, gravity is vertically downward direction. Gravity is always vertically downward direction. Along x-axis, there is no acceleration. But along y-axis, there is an acceleration and it is showing downward direction. Downward direction is negative. So minus g. So gravity and accelerations. These values, initial velocity we got along x, along y, initial, and at any time acceleration is 0 along x-axis and negative along y-axis. See, we know kinematic equations. All kinematic equations we know already. Along x-axis, along y-axis, apply these kinematic equations because particle is covering x-axis, y-axis simultaneously. So first I am writing all kinematic equations along x-axis. We know V is equal to U plus AT. So Vx, Ux, Ax. Similarly, along y-axis, Vy is equal to Uy plus Ay into T. See, we can write this formula. We can reduce this formula because we know already Ux value, Ax value. So Vx is always Ux and Ax value is 0. So finally we get Vx is equal to Ux. So this is the first equation. So first equation after reducing, I get Vx is equal to Ux. That means along x-axis, velocity does not change. X component of velocity. X component of velocity remains same, constant. It does not change. If you go to y direction, Vy is equal to Uy plus Ay. Ay is negative. So minus G into T. So Vy is equal to Uy minus Gt. So this formula reduced to simply Vy is equal to Uy minus Gt. So here we can notice y component of velocity changes. Y component of velocity changes. It is not constant. So we can write Vx is equal to u cos theta. Already we know x component velocity Vx is u cos theta. Similarly, we can write Vy. Vy is equal to u sin theta minus Gt. So these are the x component and y component velocities of particle after some time. That means, so now particle is, it is moving along so this particle is moving along this direction. So like this, particle is moving like this. Its velocity u, initial velocity u, this is theta. So x component velocity u cos theta. Say this is ux. We can say ux, y component velocity uy. After some time, suppose this particle is here. After some time, this particle is now here. Initially, particle was at origin. So now it has velocity component now in this direction. Now velocity of the particle changes. This is v. So initial velocity u bar, write it is u bar, and after some time velocity v bar. So it is a vector. So it has x component of velocity vx and y component velocity vy. So this is the time t. At the beginning, time t is 0, and after some time, particle is t. After some time, particle is somewhere here. This is, let it p. Let this particle is p. And initially it was at O. So t is here. T is time taken to travel from O to P. In vector form, we can express initial velocity as initial velocity. We can express like this in vector form. Initial velocity means time t0. At time t0, initial velocity is u bar is equal to ux plus uy. We can express like this. So u bar is equal to u cos theta into I cap, u sin theta into j cap. So like this, we can write initial velocity vector. And final velocity. Final velocity vector after time t. So its velocity become v bar. V bar is vx I cap plus vy j cap. And substitute all values. We know vx value remains same. So vx is u cos theta, vx is ux, and vy is uy minus gt. So this is the velocity after some time. Ux is u cos theta, we know, and uy is u sin theta minus gt, j cap. So this is the velocity of the projectile after some time. So we can express in vector form at position O and at position P. See, if I draw this diagram, projectile motion diagram, if we look at x component velocity, x component velocity remains constant. It remains constant. Suppose the initial velocity ux, so it is always ux. It remains constant in direction and magnitude. Both magnitude and direction remains constant. So Vx is equal to Ux. So suppose this is Vx, Ux, this is Vx. Vx is equal to Ux. So direction and magnitude. Magnitude and direction of x component of velocity is same. X component of velocity remains same at any position, at any time. If we look at y component, so if I draw y component velocity, so this is the path of the projectile. So initially it has the vertical velocity uy. As time increases, this arrow, length of the arrow decreases. That means vertical velocity decreasing and becomes zero. At highest point, velocity zero. At highest position, velocity zero. And after crossing this position, velocity slowly it increases. Increases again. Once just before hitting the ground, this velocity become same as the initial velocity. So this is the final velocity. So these are the final velocities, vertical component velocities. So here finally uy, vy both are same. Vy is equal to uy at this position once it touches ground. So during its journey, Vy decreases from origin. See, from origin to highest point, velocity decreasing. After reaching highest position, velocity again increasing. First, Vy decreases and becomes zero. at the highest point and again increases. So this is the variation of x component velocity and y component velocity. From this, we noticed x component velocity remains same, but y component velocity changes. So we used first kinematic equation along x-axis, along y-axis. Next we go to second equation, kinematic equation along x-axis, along y-axis. Apply this kinematic equation, second equation, s is equal to ut plus half at square. Apply this second equation along x and along y. Say along x direction, we projected from origin. So particle is moving right side. So right side is always positive. So x is positive. So here x always positive. So here S6. So displacement along x direction is always positive. Because we projected this particle from origin. Particle is moving right side. So right side is positive. That is the reason x is always positive. So note this. So we get ux is ux only, and time is t plus this is 0 because x component acceleration is 0. Finally, we get x is equal to ux into t. Finally, after reducing this, we got simple relation x is equal to ux into t, or we can also write x is equal to u cos theta into t. We can also reduce this equation. Simply we can write final equation we get. Similarly, go to this position y-axis along y direction after traveling some distance. So displacement along y direction is suppose y. So y is equal to, say it is moving upward direction. So upward direction is positive. So this is positive, but after crossing highest position, y value negative. So plus or minus 1, sorry, plus or minus y. Displacement when particle is going up, displacement positive. Now particle is coming down. Now displacement is always positive. So maybe it is going up or maybe it is coming down. Here also, see the displacement is always positive. Here also, displacement is ground to ground. Particularly in this situation, ground to ground, Sy is always positive. So this is also positive. Maybe it is going up, maybe it is coming down. It is always above the origin. It is always above the origin. Always above the origin. That is the reason it is also positive. So it is also positive. Now uy is uy, initial velocity t plus of ay is minus g t square. So we get y is equal to uy into t minus half gt square. So it is always positive. We got final equation. Similar, just like x we got, similarly y also we got. Or we can also write this equation as y is equal to u sin theta into t minus half gt square. So we got both x and y. So what are they? X comma y. Actually, this x comma y are the coordinates. X comma y are the coordinate. This is positive x, positive y. This is the parabola. So parabolic paths. We know practically we can see a projectile will follow parabolic paths. We want to find its equation. So this is theta, this is u. See, this is u, this is gravity. And see, this is the particle pass after some time. Initially we projected from origin. At time t0. See, this is the origin at time t0. After some time, this particle is now passing through x comma y. So this is y, this is x. This is after time t. So we know x is equal to u cos theta into t. X coordinate we know already. So if we look at this equation, this is x coordinate. X coordinate is equal to u cos theta into t. So from this we get tan. Tan is equal to x by u cos theta. So tan we got. Substitute this tan in y. Since we know y is equal to u sin theta into t minus half dt square. Substitute this time here, u sin theta in place of t, write x by u cos theta minus g by 2 t square, x square by, x by u cos theta whole square. Now solve this, u gets cancelled. So here, after reducing this equation, this will become x tan theta or tan theta times x minus gx square by 2u square cos square theta. See, this is the equation we are getting. This equation tells particle is following parabolic path. See, parabola. This is the equation of parabola. So particle will follow parabolic path. So in mathematics, we can compare parabolic equation. Compare with y is equal to ax minus bx square. So we can compare with this equation. Here a is equal to tan theta. And b is equal to g by 2u square cos square theta. We can also write above equation like this. The above equation y is equal to tan theta. I write x first, x tan theta minus gx square by 2u square cos square theta. When I bring it up, secant square theta. So y is equal to x tan theta minus gx square by 2u square secant square theta value 1 plus tan square theta. See, we can also express above equation in terms of tan theta. So that means particle will follow parabolic path. So we got equation of trajectory. This is also called as equation of trajectory. So finally we got equation of trajectory. It has two different forms. Like this. Similarly, we have third kinematic equation. One more kinematic equation we have along x-axis, along y-axis. Use that kinematic equation. V square minus E square is equal to 2AS. So this formula we have. Resolve this formula along x-axis, along y-axis. So along x-axis, first I'm going to derive x component. So Vx square along y x-axis initial velocity we know already. Ux is ux. Okay, bring it right side. Ux square. Otherwise, right as it is now. Ax is 0. So we get Vx is equal to ux. Same equation we are getting again. Even with the third equation, third kinematic equation, we are getting again same relation. Vx is equal to ux. But here Vy square minus uy. Uy, right, uy. And ay is minus g, and displacement is, this is always positive, plus y, always positive. So we get Vy is equal to under root of uy square minus 2gy. So finally we get in terms of height we can find its vertical velocity. So if you know its vertical velocity, you can find its height. So this is a situation. So this is a parabolic path. Suppose the particle is at this position after some time t. This is y. If you know this y, you can easily find its vertical velocity vy, and you can easily find its x component velocity vx. So net velocity will be in this direction, v bar. Anyway, we know initial velocity already. So this is ux, this is uy at time t0. But this is the situation after time t. Suppose we don't know time. So here we don't know time. Time unknown. Time is unknown. We don't know time, but we know height. Height is equal to plus y. In this situation, you can use above two formulas, Vx and Vy. So this is the application of third kinematic equation. And fourth kinematic equation we have. Similarly, fourth kinematic equation, we also have Sn is equal to u plus a into n minus half. We do not use this formula in this motion in a plane, because here, so no question is asked till now. No question is asked till now in IIT JEE or NEET. So no question is asked. So we do not use this formula in motion in a plane chapter. There are no applications based on this. There are no applications or no problems based on this. Based on this equation. So we can neglect this equation in this chapter. So we can neglect. So it's not required. Okay, next we go to time period. So we go to time period. How to calculate time period? Time period means total time of flight. Say a particle is projected from here, it will go and it will reach the ground again. So we projected with velocity theta, with an angle theta. So this is time t0. After what time? Again it is on the ground. So this is plus y-axis, this is plus x-axis. So we know along the y-axis displacement is 0. displacement is 0 along y-axis. So we have formula Sy is equal to uy into t plus half ay into t square. So Sy 0. So uy is u sin theta. Ay is minus g. Take t common. So here t must be 0 or u sin theta minus gt by 2 must be 0. After solving this, we get 2u sin theta by g. So we got final time. We got initial time, we got final time. So at time t0, it is on the ground. After time 2u sin theta by it is on the ground. So total time of flight. Total time of flight, that is called a time period. Time period is equal to 2u sin theta by g. We can also write this as 2uy by ay. So we can also express this time period like this. So total time of flight we got. Next, we want a maximum height. When we project a particle like this, so this is the maximum height. What is this maximum height? Height is measured along y-axis. So along y-axis, displacement Sy is equal to uy into t plus half ay into t square. So here to here, at time t0, we projected particle. After time t, now it is at the highest point. After time t is half of the time period. That is half of the 2u sin theta by g. Just now we got time period 2u sin theta by g. Exactly after half time. So time period is u sin theta by g, and assume that there is no air resistance. In this chapter, we assume there is no air. So if there is any air, time will not be same. Time is different. So no air, so time will be half time u sin theta by g. Substitute here. So we get Sy, it is up, going up, so plus h. Uy is u sin theta, and time period is u sin theta by g plus half minus g t square, u sin theta by g whole square. We get h is equal to u square sin square theta by 2g. Finally, after solving this, we get this maximum height. So height will be maximum. H is x max, so u square by 2g. If theta is 0, sorry, theta is 90, exactly vertically upward. When I project vertically upward direction, then only my projected particle will go maximum height. For any other angle, it is always less height. For example, in this diagram you can see, this is y, this is x. If I make small angle, it will go like this, it will fall somewhere here for small theta. So if I increase my angle, so height increases. If I increase angle further, so as theta increases, height increases. So this is a situation. So maximum height. And what about time here? This maximum height we can also express like this. We can also express this maximum height as uy whole square by 2ay. We can also express like this. See, maximum height depends on vertical component of initial velocity. More is the vertical velocity, more is the time, more is the height. Height also more, and time also more. So because h and t depends on uy. So when I increase theta, uy increases. As theta increases, vertical component velocity increases, so height increases, time of flight also increases. So this is the height and time. Next we go to range. So when I project a particle, this will reach on the ground. So this is called range. So how to find this range? We projected with speed u. So range is measured along x-axis. So along x-axis we know ut plus half a t square formula. Resolve it along x direction. So here range is right side, so plus r. X component velocity u cos theta, and total time. So total time is 2u sin theta by g, plus acceleration is 0 along x direction. So range we get u square 2 sin theta cos theta by g. So we get range is equal to u square sin 2 theta by g. So this is the formula. See, we can also write this formula like this: u square by g. See, we can also write 2 times u sin theta u cos theta by g, or we can also write 2ux into uy by g. So finally we get range formula u square sin 2 theta by g and 2ux uy by g. So this is the range formula. This is the range. So this range will be maximum. So if theta is 45, if sin 2 theta is 1, so range will be maximum. So maximum range we get. So this is possible when 2 theta is equal to 90. So theta is equal to pi by 4 or 45 degrees. See, when I project a particle at an angle 45 degrees, so it will reach maximum distance along x direction. This is the maximum range. So that is only possible for 45 degrees. For any other angle, range is not maximum. Suppose if I project with a less theta other than 45, range always less than the maximum range. Range is always less than the maximum range. There is a special case. There is a special case. Complementary angles. So when projected angle is, if projected angle is, so angles are theta comma 90 minus theta, then range will be same. R1 is equal to R2. We get range will be same. We get same range. Suppose for theta range is R1, for 90 minus theta range is R2. Suppose if